Hi there, and welcome to this episode of Consciousness Motherfucking Empowerment. Here we talk about consciousness, spiritual laws, and how to reach your fucking dreams, which are your goals. Okay, today I'm gonna go over chapter 7 in Your Invisible Power by Genevieve Behrend. I was gonna go over it in the last episode, but it was just too much. They're short, but this chapter is short also, but it's a lot of nuggets in here. Not a lot of nuggets. It's crazy. Sometimes you can just read something small that is so profound. That's why quotes are so profound. You don't even need to read a book. You just need to read a quote that's gonna help you go towards a certain goal and establish that goal. Okay, so let's get started. Before we get started, make sure one, you're ready to learn and apply, and two, that you're ready to be the highest version of yourself. I'm going to repeat the last part of this chapter where she just says it so immaculately. It's perfect. It's just ineffable in a way. Quote, "So be yourself and enjoy life in your own divine way. Do not fear to be your true self, for everything you want you." Okay? The only thing we need to fear is fear itself. And if you have this understanding, then you're like, oh wow, then I choose to be happy. Fuck that. And it comes from an understanding that it's that you choose your thoughts. You choose your thoughts. I heard an entrepreneur say something to the effect. Okay. And if you said yes to these questions, keep on watching. If not, if you said no, you're not ready to learn and apply, and you don't want to be the highest version of yourself yet, for whatever reason, I know. There's things are going on in your head right now. Go take care of that. Okay. Then come back later. Now, there's an entrepreneur who said, if you think you can, you can. If you think you won't, you won't. And it's because your thought. It's your thought. It's not just saying it. It's what you believe. Okay? That's what you believe. It's your thought. And who controls your thoughts? You do. Now, this chapter is titled, In Using Your Thought Power for... Blah, blah, blah. In using your thought power for the production of new conditions. Okay, that's the subtitle. The title is called Things to Remember. Okay, number one, be sure to know exactly what conditions you wish to produce. Then weigh carefully what further results the accomplishment of your desire will lead to. Okay, if you have more money, you want to spend more. If you have a loving partner, you're going to spend time with that person. And you're going to have to, make that person happy. Physically, mentally, spiritually. There's different ways, right? Health. Okay, to obtain that health, what are you gonna do? Either work out, eat healthy, etc. Make time to the gym, make time for the nutrition and good foods. Dang, and even I got out like, oh shoot, I do got I do gotta get a little bit better. By letting your thought dwell upon, number two, by letting your thought dwell upon a mental picture, you are concentrating the creative action of spirit in this center where all forces are equally balanced. So you're taking everything there. Now, number three. Okay, we're going over the things to remember. There's 7 things, okay? There's 7 things. Number 3 out of 7, visualizing brings your objective mind into a state of equilibrium, which enables you to consciously direct the flow of spirit to a definitely recognized purpose and to carefully guard your thoughts from including a flow in the opposite direction. So revert your thought back to your point, back to the point. So that's why Bob Proctor would say, just look at a dot or a candle and just focus on it for 5 minutes. Focus on it. There's another practice where you can do 15 seconds, set a timer. I do 17 seconds, then visualize the thing that you want. All right, see a good moment in your past experience, a good memorable moment, and just visualize it for 15 seconds, and that'll strengthen your will. In a previous story, we talked about how in this book, Your Invisible Power, a man will sit down and see his day before. In the morning, he'll see the day before and see it as it was, but doubled it. He doubled the goodness, doubled the business. But you can double the love. You can double the health, double the strength, okay? That's revision. Neville Goddard talks about this too. Number 4, you must always bear in mind that you are dealing with a wonderful potential energy, which is not yet differentiated into any particular form. And by the action of your mind, you can differentiate it into any specific form that you will. Your picture assists you to keep your mind fixed on the fact that the inflow of this creative energy is taking place. Also, by your mental picture, you are determining the direction in which you wish the sensitive creative power to take. And by doing this, you make the externalization of your picture a certainty. So the big takeaway here is your picture assists you to keep your mind fixed on the fact that the inflow of the creative energy is taking place. So as you're using your mind to form this image, then the energy is flowing there. Remember that energy is flowing towards that image. Okay, energy is flowing towards that image. To focus on the good. You can always cancel out bad by saying certain affirmations. I only manifest good things. I focus on loving thoughts, feelings, and expectations. The one from Florence Scovel Shin. All plants that my Father has not planted in heaven are rooted up and incinerated. So all the limiting thoughts are gone. You can say another one. There is no lack and limitation in divine mind. Therefore, I cannot be separated by the financial abundance or the abundance of love and health that belongs to me by divine right. Remember the square of life. There's a square. Health, wealth, love, happiness, which is the perfect self-expression. Health, wealth, love, perfect self-expression, which is you and the divine, where everything's perfect. I like perfect self-expression because then it goes back to spirit. That's where all things come from. And then we have number 5. Remember, you are visualizing properly that. Remember, when you are visualizing properly, there is no strenuous effort to hold your thought forms in place. Okay, be calm, because if you're the opposite, it defeats the purpose, and it's gonna create situations that create those adverse situations. Okay. Those feelings are going to create the situation, but adverse. Quote, strenuous effort defeats your purpose and suggests the consciousness of an adverse force to be fought against. And this creates conditions adverse to your picture. Okay, end quote. So take it as you will, what that means. To me, it says that like your picture is going to manifest, but it's going to have adverse conditions in it. So stay calm, be calm. It'll come calmly. I've recently manifested this, right? My tat, and I wanted a friend who knew very good. He could tap very good, but he never responded to me. So I asked somebody else, one of his co-workers, one of his partners, to do it for me. So like, hey man, sorry, I didn't see your message. It went to the spam because I guess he wasn't following me. I wasn't following him, so it didn't. It went to the spam. But I stayed calm, and I said, okay, what should I do? Like, we'll find another artist. I'm like, okay, I'll stay calm. I went to him, and then like it came out perfect. Everything came out calmly, and at the moment I did that, I got calm, and I followed his friend and messaged him. He messaged me back, hey man, what do you want? Okay, let's go, let's do it. But when I was like, oh, I want to get it now, I want to get this tat now, my friend didn't respond. You see how that happened? Number 6, by holding your picture in a cheerful frame of mind, you shed all thoughts that would disperse or dissipate the spiritual nucleus of your picture, because the law is creative in its action. Your picture desire is certain of accomplishment. Okay. See, so when you're cheerful, so you're happy. There's an affirmation for happiness that I love. It's called the loving, protective spirit of God guides me in perfect happiness. I just say that all day long. The loving, protective spirit of God guides me in perfect happiness. And I just start getting happy. I know, and I understand. I'm saying it. By me practicing means I understand. That's why I keep saying it over and over and over again. Florence Scovel Shin says, do it for hours. She says, do it for hours if you haven't gotten at that point where you're like feeling happy. So I'm saying it. I'm looking around like, wow, God is in everything. I'm like, oh my God, that's beautiful. I see everything. And I'm in rapturous joy. Like, oh my God, I love all these people. Everybody's God. They're like me. They're a projection like the divine mind. Just like everything you have, even your cup of coffee, your books. Think of the things that you have, you've thought about before, and then you've manifested them, whether good or bad. Okay? And here's one that I love. I love saying, thank you, God, for this day. Thank you for protecting me. Thank you for bringing me home safely. I do that at the end of the day, but I do it throughout the day now since I've been like really focusing on the studies and doing my YouTube channel. I'm like, wow, that one's powerful. That one's very powerful. And everything just happens perfectly, okay? Number 7, and this is the one that I talked about before. Remember that you are arranging your image and you're not the one saying how it's going to come. Don't limit the universe. Don't say, okay, I want it to come from this time, at this time, from this place. I'm going to quote her. Quote, the 7th and great thing to remember in visualizing is that you are making a mental picture for the purpose of determining the quality you are giving to the previously undifferentiated substance and energy, rather than to arrange the specific circumstances for its manifestation. That is the work of the creative power itself. It will build its own forms of expression quite naturally if you will allow it and save a great deal of needless anxiety. What you certainly want is expansion in a certain direction, whether of health, wealth, or whatnot. And so long as you get it, you surely will, if you confidently hold to your picture. What does it matter whether it reaches you by some channel which you thought you could not, you could upon, blah, 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 blah. I'll say that again. What does it matter whether it reaches you by some channel which you thought you could count upon, or through some other of whose existence you had no idea? Why does it matter if it came the way that you got it, or the way you think you're going to get it, or through some other way? Why does it matter? You're still going to get it. Quote, you are concentrating energy to a particular kind for a particular purpose. Keep this in mind and let specific details take care of themselves, and never mention what you are doing to anyone. Okay? Because then they can throw out negative energy on you. Okay? I've learned that. I've done that. But I'm like ballsy. I'm like, because if they tell me I can't do something, I do it. That's how I am. Like, okay, I can't do that. Watch me. Kind of like Kobe Bryant, like a lot of these athletes. Like, I love it when they tell me I can't do something, But not everybody is as tough, mentally tough like that. Athletes, I think they're willfully tough because they have to push through pain. When we're lifting weights, if you have muscle, you have to, this pain, this hurt, that's what's building the muscle. If you're like going in there, it's all air, it's all like you're lifting air, you're not gonna have much gains, okay? You need to push yourself. All bodybuilders know this, okay? Now, here's a quote for peace, and then we're gonna wrap it up. This one and another thing I'm gonna share. Quotes help you because they guide you towards the right thinking, okay? Quote, remember always that, quote, within the quote, nature from her clearly visible surface to her most arcane depths is one vast storehouse of light. And good, entirely devoted to your individual use, okay? Everything you see, and even from its visible to the arcane depths, the not visible, it is goodness, and it's there for you. It's there for you because the moment you establish an image, it's all coming now. It's all coming. And then here's one for success. Quote, your conscious oneness with the great whole is the secret of success. Your conscious oneness, your connection to God. And once you have fathomed this, you can enjoy your possession of the whole or part of it at will because by your recognition, you have made it and can increasingly make it yours. It sounds just like Thomas Troward. And that might have been Thomas Troward's words. Oh no, that wasn't Thomas Troward's. The first quote, that was Thomas Troward's words because I quoted him in the Edinburgh lectures in my past videos. I quoted that. Okay. He says that you shouldn't fear when you understand that. When you understand, you should have no fear. Focus on that belief and that fear will go away. Focus on that fear. Everything is for your good. Everything, physical and non-physical, because you have a mind and the universe is a mind as well. Divine mind, divine intelligence. Your relative mind, relative first cause, relative divine mind. Okay, relative divine mind, you could call it. So we're all goddesses and gods, or, like, what do they call it? Demigods, We're not the God, but we're like God because God has created us in his image and where blah, blah, blah. In that, we have the same creative mind. We can hold an image and then it gets created by spirit. Spirit creates it, okay? So we have the same tool. Okay. We are the creative tool. God is the creative power because we hold it and it flows through us. It's always an operation. It's always an operation. The creative process, the universal spirit or nature, universal nature, it's always in movement. It's always in movement, like the wind. It's a movement, a movement. And so when it goes and flows through us, we can hold that image and it's going to flow through and it's going to project itself. Because you know how we express happiness? Yeah, we smile. Universe expresses itself through physical. Boop. Like, boop. You know? I pictured poop for some reason, but hey, I just did, maybe just, maybe picture a bird, you know, a little bird in an egg. Boop. It pops out. Man, Spikey's looking at me like, what you doing, bro? But you know, I want to give you a mental imagery of how this is working. All right, so that's for success. Connecting with God, okay? And by understanding this process, you know that what you visualize is going to manifest, okay? That's what Florence Scovel Shinn says. Visualizing is the great secret to success. Florence Scovel Shinn, you know, she says it in the direct primary way. She says, by your connection to the oneness and how this oneness creates all things, then you can make it yours. Yeah? You can make it yours for whatever you want. And here's a quote I want to end with. This is from a story. She ends up with the story about a man who was worried about paying for his wedding. She said, don't worry about it. She said, speak the word. So this is the last message. Speak the word for yourself. Speak the word. What words are you saying? Because they're going to bring it into your world, or they can help you focus your mind in a certain perspective. Okay? An affirmation, I am so grateful, is going to bring that goal. A perspective is going to help you in your way of thought. This is a way of thought. Okay? Quote, I spoke the word for it. Ever present, certain, unlimited supply, and explained that love knows no failure. It is yours to enjoy. See yourself in the kind of home you both want. Do your part, keep on loving the girl, and believe absolutely in that which lives and loves in you. Okay. So she's told him that. But the quote here, the important one is, ever present, certain, unlimited supply is there for your use. Okay. It's there for your use. Certain, unlimited supply, okay, is there for your use. I hope you like this one. It's a very powerful one. Maybe save it. Maybe watch it again. So powerful. Oh my God. And today's Sunday, and so I worked on my vision board and sat down and okay, what am I looking at? Because that's gonna be impressed. That's gonna be impressed. Because for this tat, I had it on my vision board and had it in my mind also. So it helped me with attracting everything. It really helped me. It made it so smooth. Like, it's gonna happen. Boom. And then when I got scared and I like, oh, what am I getting? Oh, well, my parents are not gonna love me. Like, man, that's bullshit, man. I love me, and if I love me, everyone else is loving me. Everything comes from within. So understanding this, you know, and changing the beliefs that are bullshit, but you have to come from self-love, okay, and then spiritual laws, as within, so without. And you do revision. Maybe you've messed up in the past. Do a revision. I revised my parents, bringing me back to the house, because my parents, they ran me out of the house. They're like, what's wrong with you? Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, whoa, I'm out. So I left, and I had to have that little bit of a belief that might happen. So it did happen. But I love my parents, so I had to go there. I had to face the fear, even if that was a little bit in there. And then I had to revise that, and I saw myself going in there. And my dad said, "Oh wow, you got a tattoo? Okay, yeah. Well, how's work going? Work's going good. Everything's good. Okay, great. Okay, come on, let's see. I love you, son." And then boom, it happened. It happened already. That's what happened. So these are all tools that you can use. Quotes for ways to think. Affirmations to bring in your manifestations, vision boards to help you visualize and see it, and just get in that feeling and know that that's where you're headed towards. That's what's manifesting. And your study. Keep on studying, because knowledge brings in understanding. Understanding equals faith. Faith equals manifestation and relaxation. Faith causes that relaxation that Genevieve was talking about. Okay. The opposite, ignorance, goes into the opposite direction. You already know what that direction is. So, Thank you for being here. I love you. I know this is helping you. I know it is, because this is it. This is the stuff. This is the stuff that brings in the dreams, the goals that you want. Of course, you're gonna have to study and do other stuff too. Okay, you're gonna have to study and do other stuff too, to get that done. Like sales, you can probably get to study sales. Relationships, you might have to study a little bit more about relationships. Or health, you might have to study a little bit more about health. And then it's the process. And once you get it, you're like, oh man, I already got this? Fuck. But then you go on to the next thing, you go on to the next thing, and you go on to the next thing. Oh wait, go for more. See, this is Defy Endurance. This is my old brand. The company had to shut down, but it was going up. It was good. It's just, sometimes you have to part ways with partners and things like that. Things happen. You learn, take it as a good thing. I bless its success, and you move on. When the time is right, I'll discuss another brand that will be more related to this channel and reaching our dreams, okay? As we have every single day, all the time, I love you. Until next time, if you feel like liking, like the video. If you feel like commenting, comment on it. If you feel like subscribing and hitting the notifications, do so you'll get some more of these videos. And if someone came to mind, to your heart, share it with them. I love you. Peace.